John, off the back of the victory over Brecon, it's up the road to Montrose again for the final time this season. What are you expecting at Links Park?
Well, it's a knockout one to actually try to judge, to be fair, because Montrose are sitting in fourth place. They cannot drop out the playoffs. They're going to play a playoff game in midweek, the same as ourselves. And that becomes a priority really for everyone. I would suggest Montrose and ourselves will be in the same situation, that we have to manage our squads now. We really have to manage our squads, because the important thing is the midweek game, the playoff game, when that comes around. Obviously for ourselves at the minute, if we finish third, then we're going to be at home here on the Tuesday night. But if we finish second, then we'll be up at Forfar on the Wednesday night. So we are not going to know until 10 to 5. We'll look at our result and the result from Forfar and find out exactly where we are. So it's difficult to tell how many players Montrose will leave out their team. We have to manage our squad, there's no doubt about that. It's the Tuesday or the Wednesday game, the midweek game is the most important thing now. We have to have players fresh. We cannot change 11 players, and can rest assured that the 11 players, whoever they are, who take the pitch, will certainly give their all to try and win the football match, because we still want to try and finish second. But you've got to balance that off between, having players fresh for the game on Tuesday night, which is of the Wednesday night. That is of the most importance.
Yeah. And as you said, with the playoff game being of greater importance, this Saturday at Montrose, it could be one of those games where it's hard to tell what might happen, because they can't move up. We want to move up, but we can't jeopardise things. So anything could happen.
There's a balancing act to an extent, But recently we went to Arbroath. We were forced into a number of changes, and the players acquitted themselves really, really well. So much so that we went with the same team against Brecon, and again the players delivered. So we've got players of who now one or two guys actually need a wee bit of a run now, so that's good as well. So one of the two experienced guys will be going back in the team. It's not necessarily to say we're just going to play, a lesser team, because actually we're going to be bringing some experienced players back into the team. So we, as I say, repeat myself, I think whatever 11 we put out on the pitch, they'll be doing their utmost to try and win that match. So from that point of view, I've got every confidence in the players that will go out to go and do a job.
And obviously the next major hurdle is that playoff against Forfar, a team that's going well in the league, playing well. You've had them watched, and you know what to expect again.
I think we know Forfar, don't we? We've played them 4 times, Yeah, we continue to watch them, but there's no great surprises. Matthew Elder was in the other day that he was telling me that since the turn of the year 2019, they are the team who would be top of the table, so I think that speaks volumes for them. I think that tells everyone that it's going to be a tough 2 games. In the games that we've played against them, certainly the 3 games that I've been involved in, absolutely nothing in any of the games. They're all very, very close games, and I would expect the 2 playoff games to be also very, very close games with very, very thin margins. We have obviously want to come out on top. We'll be doing our utmost to come out on top and advance into the playoff final. And I know that Forfar will be thinking the exact same. So that's what you would expect at this stage, once we get to the midweek game and obviously the weekend game, the second leg. It's of massive importance to both clubs, both sets of players, fans, directors, everyone alike. Great occasions, really, really good occasions to be involved in. It's good pressure. It's pressure, but it's good pressure. Fighting at the bottom, of the league. It's an opportunity to really roll the sleeves up and give your all.
You talked about at Montrose. You talked about the possibility of making changes and giving players a run out without making wholesale changes. Obviously, the injury picture always affects that. What's the latest on injury scene?
Well, Tony Dingwall now will not take any part in any of the games whatsoever. He's been ruled out now. He's just not, he's not reacted to any of the training, any of the rehabilitation work. Is just his ankles, just it's not going to happen for him, unfortunately. So that's a blow, because we were hoping we were going to get him back, but that's not going to happen now. obviously Louis Vaughan, Robbie Thompson. Nathan Flanagan's more positive. He's more positive. He's done a little bit of training this morning. So we have a bit of luck, no reactions, a little bit of training tomorrow again and see how we are. Noel will be involved at the weekend, but maybe in the playoffs at some point in time he could be available for selection. We've got one other player who's kind of struggling with a little bit, but you come at this time in the season and there's a few lads, and it'll be the same at every club, I don't think we're alone in that guys are playing with a little bit aches and pains here and there, just as naturally will happen, and that's going to be the same, when you go and play a Saturday and then you're going to play a midweek game and then you're going to go and play Saturday, and hopefully we're going to go and play a midweek game and a Saturday again. The guys are just going to have to roll the sleeves up and get on with it at times.
Got you right. And finally, something that we were talking about off camera, things that have happened down south with regards to VAR and the fact that the Champions League tie and vital matches in the race for the Premiership in England have been decided by video assisted referee. Just overall, what's your, having been in football as long as you have been, what's your opinion on VAR, and what is the prospect of it arriving here at Starks Park at some time?
Well, it's a great debate. It is a great debate. I think everyone has been crying out for something to help the referees, and this obviously does help them. It takes a lot of pressure off them. You could argue, someone would argue at times, maybe they'll make a decision and it's overturned, and then that makes it look a little bit silly. But I think the main thing is to get to the correct decision, and from the fans' point of view, they want that to happen as quickly as possible. So I think anything that doesn't really slow the game down, because there has been instances where the fans are in the stadiums and they don't actually know what is going on, why there's a VAR being called for. Has been so the fans will get frustrated at that, not knowing what is going on. So the quicker that can be made clearer to them, and the quicker that they can come to a decision, the correct decision, I think the better. It does take a little bit of the fun out of it, because sometimes you're celebrating a goal, as in that particular game you're talking about, the Tottenham Man City game. Man City's potentially, celebrating a goal and then it's disallowed. These type of things, and then you look a bit foolish, and then you're not sure, do you celebrate, do you not celebrate, what's going to happen? So I'm sure it's a debate we'll have for a good wee while, going forward. But I think I'm certainly for the correct decisions getting made, and that ultimately is what it's all about. When will it come to Starks Park? Well, I think it's probably going to go into the top league first, so let's try and get to the top league, and over a period of time, hopefully we can get there. Do you see it going down into the lower leagues of England and then the lower leagues in Scotland? I think that would be a good wee bit away, but you never know. Technology, and it's like a lot of things, in technology, when it's first coming out, it would be very, very expensive. The number of years, it gradually gets a little bit. So I think it's the price and the cost for the Scottish teams, or the SFA or the SPFL, to implement this. It's a great expense, and of course in England they have much more money, fortunes, so they can afford to do that. Here obviously every penny's a prisoner for the SFA, the SPFL, the clubs in general. So I think it'll be a wee while before we can afford to do it, and I'm sure it'll be in the top league probably only to start with. So it'll be a wee while, but hopefully we can get to that league and get a wee taste of that.
Great. Well, it's always nice talking about the issues of the day with you, John. But in the meantime, thanks and good luck for the weekend.
Right, thanks, Neil.